Good evening, everyone. How y'all doing? I was trying to catch up on some notes for tonight's show. I just got in. We're late, so somebody let me know if you can hear me, please. Thank you all for tuning in this evening. Tasha Bridges, good evening to you. Thank you for tuning in. Roberta Rich, thank you for tuning in from Pittsburgh. Glad you're in the house this evening. And Dana Hudson, good evening to you as well. Karen, good evening to you. Lisa Robertson, how are you this evening? ATL is in the house. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you kindly, Woods. I gratefully appreciate you. Yes, we can hear you. Okay, good. Checking in from Houston, Texas. Sheila Johnson. Just left Houston, Texas today. We'll be back tomorrow. And then we're in Dallas after that, right? Yeah. Dallas, 2 days, I think. I don't know. Okay. We wasn't scheduled to do a show tonight, but after I saw a couple of press conferences given by the police in Fort Worth, Texas, concerning the shooting of 28-year-old Atatiana Jefferson, I was upset. And so when I'm upset, I want to speak. One thing I do know, I'm smart enough to know that every fight is not my fight. Every fight is not my fight. LeJean 6'7", let's get it. Say no more. We own it. Pretty Saucy, good evening to you as well. Sandy, good evening to you. Sandy B, I presume. Amp says they are setting it up for him to get off. If you don't say anything else tonight, you just preached. You just preached. I'm going to talk quickly about the neighbor, because I've read some ridiculous comments about him today. Even yesterday, I've read some that didn't make any earthly damn sense. Candy Rice, I'm glad your voice is better. It's getting there. I was not supposed to talk until Wednesday. We just hope my doctor's not watching this and stuff, but to God be the glory, we're here. Many of you are asking, why did the neighbor call the police? Why he didn't go over there and see what was going on? Well, for one, he's a neighbor. He don't really have to. Number two, he's not the police. Number three, some people just don't want to get involved in certain things if they don't want to walk up on death themselves, if that's, what's going on. Did I think he, in my opinion, did the right thing? Yes. And when I see him, I'm going to shake his hand. You all are blaming the neighbor for Miss Jefferson's death. And that makes about as much damn sense as Donald Trump really being president of the United States. That's super stupid. You're blaming the neighbor because Miss Jefferson was shot and killed by a trigger-happy white cop who never announced who he was. If you're on my live feed this evening, 1-888-357-3334, extension 1, and this is you, call me. I want to talk to you about this live on air because it's okay for you to be angry, but you exerting that anger to the wrong person. The neighbor didn't pull the trigger. He merely called the police to do a welfare check, which was a non-emergency call. Chapman just said it's not the neighbor's fault. It's not. It's not. It's not. I see Barbara. She says it's the police fault. Absolutely. Would I have done what the neighbor did? I probably would have. I don't want to walk up on something, you know. So let me call them and let them go. This is what they get paid to do. And if there's nothing, then there's nothing. But I promise you, the neighbor, had she lived, probably would have shook his hand later, gave him a hug. So we got to get past why the neighbor didn't go in there. That's just super damn stupid. I mean, that's just super fucking stupid. Why he called the police? Because he thought something was going on. That's why he called the police. We're missing what's going on here. First of all, if you've been following this channel and other channels that report on cases like this, you know one thing with Texas lately. Every time they kill someone or someone get killed that was a witness for the prosecution in a case that they thought was wonderful when the individual agreed to take the stand for the state. Well, when the tables turn and an individual gets killed, oh, he was a bad actor anyway. He had been in jail before, he was still selling drugs. But you didn't tell us that when you had him on the witness stand. You said he had changed his life. And 10 days later, he went back to selling dope. Botman Jr. had weed in his apartment. Law enforcement equipment. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what he had in there. Scoop B37, I'm great. Thank you for tuning in this evening as well. You cannot do damage control bashing the victim. You cannot do damage control bashing the victim. It said Teresa A., racist Texas. Amen to that. Now, Atatiana is dead. Well, she retrieved her gun and pointed it at the window. We talked to the, I think it was her nephew. Well, I don't know if the nephew said that. And he may have said that because she may have done that. But here's one thing that we can't get. Did she actually point the gun at the window? We don't know. If she did, there was no way the officer could have saw it. As simple as that. No way. But watch this. You do 3 or 4 press conferences back to back, and y'all never do that. Back to back. Like, what the fuck are you gonna tell us now? In my mind, I'm going, they setting us up for the kill. Setting us up for the kill. He wants to come on, the chief, and he wants to shed tears. And I'm gonna walk off like a little bitch. And then they come back up an hour later. Well, you know, she had a gun. I see you, Spending 5. Good evening. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, she had a gun. And the officer, told her, drop your gun. No, he didn't. He didn't see it with a gun. I timed it. I watched it. Let me see your hand. Not a second. Half of a second. Boom. If she was going to produce her hand, God damn it, he didn't give her time to do it. He shot. Killed her with a nephew standing right by her. The police department don't give a fuck about black people. I don't care if they got a black chief. They don't give a fuck about black people. You killed this woman. The police in her house, in a room. It's not a 911 call. It's a non-emergency call. But I'm baffled as to why can't nobody tell me Well, why in the fuck did they park away from the house? Why? If the door was open, why didn't they go in their apartment? I mean, why didn't they go in there? Oh, we said it was closed. Okay, we'll play that game too. It was closed. Okay, the door was closed. Texas police. Texas police. Anybody in there? Texas police, we're coming in. They never did. They never did. They never said a mumbling word. Here's what they did. They went on the side of the house. They can't explain that either. Well, yes, they did. The chief. Well, when officers get there and they assess the situation, they say what they think. I can't really tell you. They're going to go around. What the fuck they think? What could they think? It was a non-emergency call. It did not require you going on the side of the fucking house by a window that's got a light on. Somebody's in there. And that person is a threat to you. Let me see your hand. Show me your hand. Boom. I never see, I don't know y'all get tired of me saying this, but until they get tired of killing us, I'm going to keep saying it. Yes, okay. She says the door was wide open. Amen. But it's hard not to care. Here's the thing. Rarely do I see a white woman. Rarely do I see a white mother on TV asking for justice for her son or daughter that has been killed by police. Rarely. Easy, just school me. That's right. I'm glad you said that word, the open structure. Okay, got you. That's going to be his excuse and ticket to freedom. I doubt it. That's what they're going to use, but it's not going to work. And I'm going to tell you why. I don't see white mothers with community activists, high-profile attorneys being interviewed on CNN or ABC, CBS this morning, begging for justice for their child because a black police officer has taken that child away from them. You don't see it simply because it's not happening. It's happening to blacks. If black cops was doing this to white kids, as I say all the time, it wouldn't have lasted this long. It'd be over by now. It would be over. I am not exactly sure. Ed Brown asking the question, what adult was with the nephew when he supposedly said Miss Jefferson pointed the gun first. I didn't hear that. What I did hear is that, and that's a good question, what adult was with the child. I didn't hear that she actually pointed it from what the police are saying, that she retrieved it. She retrieved it. Well, let's talk about that. I'm in my house. I'm not committing no crimes. Whatever the hell it is I'm doing, I'm doing. Somebody, I see a light. Somebody on the side of my house. Call your mama and tell her to get the black dress ready because I'm finna pump some in your ass. That's what I would have done. It wouldn't have ended this way. I would have pumped one in his ass. You got to identify who he is. You had a fucking door wide open. The police department don't say that. They don't talk about that. They just said it was a non-emergency call. Why don't they tell you about the open door? They know you know, but they're hoping you forget about it or don't pay any attention to it. Because in their own methodical, slick, evil way, they're still trying to do damage control on Aaron Dean, who less than a half of a second before he could get out the last word out of his fucking mouth, boom! He didn't give her a chance to do nothing. It's murder. But you come back and said she had a gun. Okay, she can kill that. That's her gun. Tracy, you're right. They were supposed to have knocked on the door. They did not do that. Yes, they did not identify themselves. I think that's Michael Nuns. They did not identify themselves as police officers. The first body cam video they released to the public came out about maybe 2 or 3 hours, which is something the police don't normally do. So we knew then that they had edited that motherfucker. They're still trying to protect and serve their very own. If I'm the police chief, I can disclose whatever I want to disclose to you. Department policy says I can disclose to you. What I wouldn't have done was told you that she had a gun. She had retrieved a gun. Because that wasn't, that was really irrelevant to why she's dead. Because if she retrieved a gun, rightfully so. Somebody's on the side of her fucking house walking. And she don't know who it is. It's what, 2 a.m. in the morning. Yes, I know, Gloria. Yes, I know. Good evening to you. I know. Trust me, I know. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in as well. One of our biggest supporters there. We love you, big time, Gloria. Thank you so much. So now we come and we try to do damage control for one of ours by trying to give the deceased a black eye or saying that she had no right to retrieve a gun. They were police officers. She didn't know they was police officers. The fuck they doing 2 a.m. on the side of her house? She didn't know that. Good evening, Bradbury. Good evening. She didn't know that. And so again, you kill us and you spit in our face. Hands up, hands down. Outside our homes, inside our home, they still shoot us down. They still do it. They still do it. Any excuse that the officer gives or the police department gives for Miss Jefferson being dead is an inexcusable, unacceptable excuse. This officer, he violated many of the company's policies and procedures. He did not act accordingly. He acted very unprofessional. Non-emergency call, welfare check. That's not the way he approached the house. He approached the house with something on his mind. And I know you all can see what's going on. It's not getting any better. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. We all have kids, and it just don't have to happen to our kids. It happens to grown people. To say it's gone too far would be an understatement. How much more are we going to take? How many more family members that we're going to bury because of diabolical, deranged, lunatic police officers? And the first thing they want to do to calm the black people down, we can terminate them or just tell them turn in his resignation and we'll write him a nice letter, go somewhere else and stuff. That shit's not going to work no more. They get off a lot when they just terminate them or they resign. they don't go to jail. It must stop. It must stop. In Dallas, Texas, I think 2017, I think about 5 police officers lost their lives when one guy who had been uh, in Afghanistan at one time got sick and tired of seeing cops knock black people off. And so he paid Dallas, Texas a visit, and he began knocking their ass off. It was an ambush style killing. Now, mind you, as Miss Jade told me the other day, probably most of those officers were the good ones. And I hate it. But the good have to suffer because of the bad. It's just the way it is. I'm not trying to be ugly about the cops that was killed in Dallas, but I'm trying to show you why it happened. And I'm trying to tell you something that is inevitable. And you can quote me on this here. There's going to be a war, and it's going to break out soon. Streets in the United States will be saturated with blood. It's going to happen. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because the police departments are orchestrating this day that's approaching. They're doing it to themselves. Felicia Clark says, I said this. Yes, sometimes we can create our own catastrophe, our own nightmare. Sometimes we become our own enemies. And we wonder how we got here and why things are happening the way they're happening when a police officer gets killed. Bells and whistles, lower the flags, breaking news stories. We must find the killers. We got to do that now. These are some evil thoughts. Does not deserve to be amongst us free. We feel the same way about them goddamn killer cops. White, black, blue, or red. We feel the exact same goddamn way. I like what her daddy said. He says he's not forgiven and there will be no damn hugging. He didn't say damn, I did. We don't know this, but I told you a war is going to break out soon. It's coming. But it's kind of like oxymoron here. We're already at war. We're under attack. Black men, black women, black boys, black girls. We're under attack. And we haven't had time to strategize the enemy because we were too busy being entertained rather than being informed on issues such as this. So there's no way to protect ourselves. There's no way to win the battle when we don't know the war has already begun. I know it's a dangerous job being a police officer. One thing that every police officer on the planet knows, all of them know this here. They have no earthly idea once they leave home, will they ever see home again because they're marked for death because of who they are. I applaud them for what they do. And I know all of them are not bad. But on the same token, when I walk my black ass out, my day's planned. I know what I'm going to do when I come home. But my life could be interrupted by the hands of a lunatic cop. And the system don't give a damn about me and they killed me. They're too damn busy digging up dirt on me or trying to manufacture some bullshit story about me to do damage control for the officer. So what that should tell everyone that's on this live feed tonight You got to stop forgiving them too quick. You have to. I forgive you. I forgive you. Really? That same fucking cop you forgave, if given the opportunity, tomorrow, around about the same time, will commit the same racist act again. And all you're going to do is say, I'm going to pray and God will deal with them. I don't live by that motto. I don't live by that. I'm not going to pray for my fucking enemy, for him or her to prosper. If I can pray and it will happen, I pray every last one of them some bitches put in the middle of a goddamn street and burnt alive. That's what I would pray. We are losing too many of us at the hands of those who should be protecting us. If I'm outside, you kill me. If I'm inside, you kill me. And you want us to trust the police. Never. 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 And it's hard not to read those words or post those words through social media. Fuck the police. Well, why y'all say that? Oh, I don't know. I guess because the police haven't given Black America a reason to trust them. That's why they said fuck the police. You ask us to come and testify, we do. You throw us to the wolves after that. Before Joshua Brown took the stand, they should have already mapped out security for this brother. But they didn't, because they didn't give a fuck. They didn't give a fuck about his life. The judge who had the nappy hairstyle, but when she got her ass up on different talk shows, she done got the little curls and stuff up there, looking like a goddamn hairdo from 1972. But anyway, under her breath, she talks about Joshua Brown. I didn't think he showed up anyway. I'm surprised he showed up. That's what she said. I'm trying to tell you something. Some of them, they're Black on the outside, but they come with a white agenda. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. Because they keep doing it because it's okay. It's becoming the norm. We're going to march and fuss for about 4 months. Statistics have proved this. And then we go back to business as usual. People, it is not business as usual. If you don't know your opponent's points or how they're coming, you cannot strategize. So when it happens, you have no defense, because it's the element of surprise that catches you off guard. They keep killing us. They keep knocking us off the map. How can we trust somebody that keeps killing us? How can you have the audacity to come to the mic and say, yes, we don't mind you protesting, but be peaceful. But you show up just to keep the peace. But you motherfuckers, I'm talking cops, but you motherfuckers show up and riot gear. Okay, we was gonna march peaceful. Why you motherfuckers got all this shit on? They have another plan. And you watch the protests. The police officers deliberately entice them to do something stupid so they can spray them or do whatever they feel they need to do. Break out the water hose, start spraying them. Get the rubber bullets. Fuck the rubber bullets, get the bullets. They were marching peacefully. Yeah, but I want all of them to say what they said. That ain't what you're supposed to do. Leave it alone. Just stay there to keep the peace. But you don't. You come out ready to arrest for any damn thing. You get mad at us when we raise our right hand and say we love our loved ones. And you can't phantom that when we're marching and protesting. I wish they just go in while they're marching. Probably because we love our people. But y'all can't get it. And you want us to be peaceful. I hadn't marched in years, and I have no goddamn thoughts about marching any damn time soon. I'm not going to do it. There's another way to address this. We can address this with the legal perspective, with the Supreme Court, or if they don't want to do that, it's going to happen. It's going to be, how do you meet force? You meet force with force. It's going to happen. But that sounds like a threat. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. We're not going to keep just letting you do this because you got a fucking badge and a gun. You shouldn't have that. But if you continue to do it, blood will line the streets of the United States. And I promise you this here, I may die in my sleep tonight. It won't be long. It will not be long. It won't be long. Black people, stop sleeping with your eyes open. Stop coming to the mics saying what white America wants you to say to Black America to calm them down. It's just like when former President Obama called Steve Harvey and asked him to go and meet with Donald Trump. He had some great ideas for the Black communities or whatever. So he went. He says, well, when that's why don't you go? Well, that's Obama. So when Obama calls, you go. No, fuck that. I voted for President Obama twice. If we had became friends and he had called me, Mr. Scott, I want you to go meet with Donald Trump. You go. No, I can't. Now you speak president. Well, what's wrong with Michelle? She ain't doing the goddamn thing. Oh, the two girls. They go. But they called Steve Harvey, which then set him in the category of the house nigga. You go talk to Massa. Massa gonna sell you the bullshit that you're not gonna buy. But Massa gonna sell you the bullshit in hopes that you go back out here and sell it to Black America because you Steve Harvey and they will listen to you. That shit didn't work, did it? That's when all his goddamn contracts started to go down. Because as he so boldly told Monique, it's the money game. It's the money game. And Monique said, yeah, and we done got so concentrated on the fucking money game, we done forgot about the integrity of the game. We selling each other out. Before I go broke, I do whatever I have to do to keep feeding my family and those that work for me. Steve Harvey. A Black man with a white agenda. A Black man with a white agenda. Respect is never given. Respect is always earned. And again, thank God for the police. All of them are not bad. A lot of them on my YouTube channel, Facebook, whatever. But we can't keep dishing out sugar-coated shit cookies. Tell it like it is. Until niggas get mad, won't shit happen. Won't shit happen. And while we're waiting on them to get mad, 2 Black men, again, was killed this day in the United States at the hand of another white, diabolical, disrespectful, racist, lunatic white cop. We're going to talk about that too. Someone just brought it up. Quickly, listen, before we go to the next story. Thank you. We're backed up with cases again. And we've been on the move for the past 2 weeks. We give God the glory for that. But we don't charge somebody for nothing. You all know what I'm going with this here. We have to have donations to continue to do what we do. We have to be able to pay my staff and go where we need to go to meet with people, interview people, and do this and do that and keep the equipment coming and all that stuff. But these things I really shouldn't have to be telling you because naturally, you know that bills must be paid. And I love what I do, but we're going to, if there's 106, if each one of them became $1 right now, we'll be okay. And that's not a lot that we're asking for. So if you're able, along with sharing our videos, we ask that you give a donation to the our cash app is Alfonso Scott $ Eddie Mae's boy. The PayPal account is paypal.me/injustice gotcha. PayPal.me/injustice gotcha. And we're very transparent. It's Jade is on here. The books are always open, so you know what we're doing. But we can't continue to do this for free. We just can't. We honestly didn't think we would do well on YouTube, but we are, and we're backed up with cases that people want us to come in and look into. And since we don't charge people, you all help foot that bill for them as well. If we have to get flyers or whatever, or help them pay funeral expenses, but we cannot fight the system broke. We can't. Fighting the system and you broke, I mean, you may as well not show up for the battle because you lost already. You've lost. And so we're asking you to help us so that we can be able to help others. If you would like other methods on how you may be able to donate, if you don't want to do the Cash App or PayPal, call me, Miss Jade is 1-888-357-3334. She's extension 3. Mine's is extension 1. And we will see what we can work out, but we really desperately need your help. Now listen, I love children. I do. When something comes up about a child missing, neglected, or killed, my emotions go high. Jamel Kennedy, I think is her last name, the little black girl from out of Birmingham, Alabama, allegedly was kidnapped a few days ago. SUV pulls up, black guy, white woman gets out, grabs her, and goes. Now, was she targeted? Were they just looking for kids, period? I don't know. But what I do know is every time I look at that little girl, I'm wondering, is she dead? If she's alive, are they mistreating her? Are they feeding her? And I already know she's crying. Her eyes are probably swollen from crying so much. So this is a very suspicious case. When I listened to the mother give her interview, my thought, what I say is not written in stone. So what I'm about to tell you now, it's not a fact. It's just the way I see it. And I'm not trying to pass my opinion off as a fact. When Miss Ferris sent me the video, the first thing hit me was Brittany Bowens from the mother's actions. Maybe, again, it's just me because I see so much of these cases. And sometimes you can spot bullshit a mile away. I'm not saying this is the case, but there were some features that reminded me of Brittany. And again, that may not be the case. So I'm not saying that it's a fact. I'm just telling you how I saw it. This is ridiculous when we are playing with kids' lives, when we take them and we molest them and we torture them and we kill them, we smother them, we set them on fire, we put them in the oven while they're alive and we kill them. These cases we do not play about, we take them very serious. And whenever we grab hold to a case, we won't let go until we get the end results that we're looking for. 2 people, as you know, are already in custody, persons of interest, but there's still no sign of the 3-year-old girl who they said likes to laugh a lot. When you all see us post those stories, please share those stories. Not because it could be your child next, just because it's the right thing to do. If she's alive, we need to get to her. We need to get to her. We do. We do. There's a program Ms. Jade and I are going to speak with you all about next week about children that go through things like this and what we plan to do to not only help the situation, but try to turn some things around. I think I shared at least 8 posts today of kids being kidnapped or missing. 8, at least 8. You are all a child has. They depend on you for everything. Good evening, caller. You're live on air. What's your name and what state are you calling from?
I'm Gloria. How are you?
Gloria, I'm great. How are you this evening?
I'm doing wonderful. First, I want to make sure and I'm pretty sure you saw it. I'm matching all the donations tonight. Whatever you get, I'm matching it. Okay?
Oh, wow. Amen.
So I'm on my job.
God bless you. God bless you. We thank you so much.
The other thing I wanted to say is when I went to that interview last night with that lady in the Nobel Destination.
Yes, ma'am.
Same thing came to my mind. Brittany Bones all over again. And I know it's just my opinion also, but I really believe the mother has something to do with it. And I really believe that the father has nothing to do with it, but trying to get his children back.
Exactly. I agree with you on that. That's the way I'm looking at it too. And yes, ma'am. No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, it should be better. I needed to keep it. Anyway, I'm not going to hold you up. I just wanted to make sure you saw that tonight, all your people on the channel, whatever they donate, I'm going to match it dollar for dollar. Okay, because we need you to stay on this channel and stay on your job and bring us and help us do what we need to do. Okay?
Gloria, you are our lifeline. We thank you sincerely for what you are doing. We gratefully appreciate you.
Okay, if you could just please let your viewers know that you have somebody that's going to match it dollar for dollar. So please, if everybody just gave $1.
Exactly.
If you can't do anything but give $1, please just give $1.
Amen.
And I'll match it. Thank you, and God bless you. And I'm hanging up.
Thanks, Gloria. Have a good evening. Amen. Gloria just said, if you didn't get to hear everything that she said, that whatever donations we get in tonight, that she's going to match whatever we get tonight. So whatever you all can do would be gratefully appreciated. So she's going to match it dollar for dollar, and that's our lifeline. And she's donated before. She has. So we need help with trying to get things done. And so you want to keep that in mind. She's going to match dollar for dollar. Give God the glory for that. I woke up this morning, I think I called Miss Ferris, and I asked her, I didn't want to look. I just want to know, has the little 3-year-old girl been found yet? And she said no. And so that bothers me. And so the search is widened, and then we did our own thing and began to post on it. Miss Ferris tells me that someone says that they saw the little girl the other day. Well, I'm like, well, if they saw the little girl the other day, why didn't they call the police? Did they call the police? What did they see her at? And why didn't they well, I won't expect them to try and stop her, but where was she at and where is she at now? Because we don't have her. I don't want the end result to be a Malia Davis case. Let me just say that. I don't want the end result of this one to be a Malia Davis case. We don't. Uh, Tawana Farris says, y'all keep Cupcake in your prayers and believe she is safe in Jesus' name. Amen. I totally agree with that. You don't have to be the parent to be touched by this. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot that's going on. I can't fix it. We can fix it. We can fix it. And we must fix it, and we must fix it quick. This is totally evil. What keeps happening to our children that never get to grow up into adulthood. And it bothers me like it bothers some of you all. So whenever you see us sharing that, please go behind us and share it. And if you all have a story of someone that's missing, child or adult, and you would like for us to share the story, just contact us, and with pleasure, we will do it. But remember, my child is your child, and your child is my child. Somewhere, somebody's counting on you. So whatever you do, people, don't let them down. Don't let them down. I have no sympathy for anyone that harms the children. I don't. Um, there's some more things I wanted to say that Miss Ferris told me today, but I won't get into that now because I want Miss Ferris to be on air with us when we speak on this. Mainstream media will work for a while to get things out, but I promise you this: when it comes to us, mainstream won't work so hard. It's your black reporters, your black YouTubers that get it out there. They get it out there. Michael Jackson told you they don't really care about us, and they don't. Now, before we go, I got to say something about Brittany Bowens. They told me that Brittany Bowens has a mission, and she do. And uh, Brittany Bowens' mission is to make sure, by any means necessary, that she does not go to prison for killing her own daughter, Malia Lynn Davis. I also have a mission. My mission is to make sure Brittany Bowens goes to prison for life for killing Malia Lynn Davis, her own daughter. I'm going to win this battle. There's no statute of limitations on murder, but it ain't going to take too much longer. It won't. Brittany, you have not gotten away with this. You are the worst mother on planet Earth right now. You're sad. You know what? Your mama should have had a miscarriage because she's an evil bitch. You're an evil bitch. And then you come before the cameras and you just lie. You just lie. You didn't tell us that Malia Davis was on medication, which intensifies the search from brain surgery. Your mother, Brenda, had to come to the mic and tell us that. You are a sad excuse for a mother, but I hope when you go to prison, I hope they deal with you accordingly. And I'm sure they will. All right, people, I gotta go. I'm tired, so y'all forgive me. I know I'm not really energized tonight. We just got back in. I'm extremely tired. There's a lot of cases keep coming in. I love it, but we're backed up. We need help to get things out like that because people believe in us to go and get it done, and that's what we do. That's what we do. So if you have any information on the little girl in Mobile, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, please call the authorities. I don't care how small you think it is. I don't care. What you think is small might turn out to be the key piece to finding this little girl. It's getting dark. Where is she? It's getting dark. Where is she? Believe it or not, on planet Earth, we all we got. A system that has never been for us cannot be felonized. Cannot be. We must come together to fight the system. Stop being so easily entertained. Simple things keep the simple minded entertained. And while you're doing business with the simple shit, somebody's going to call you and say, your son or daughter's been killed by a cop. We're becoming proactive. We have new ways to approach the injustices, not only that blacks are receiving, but everyone is receiving in this country. But we need your help. If you would like to be a part of what we're getting ready to do, contact Miss Jade and she'll meet with you and tell you what we're getting ready to do and see if this is something for you. But when we log off in a couple of minutes, I just need somebody to say, I will. Just want somebody to say, I will. I want you to go on your Facebook page and I want you to post the little girl's story. I want you to go to your Instagram and post it, your Twitter, YouTube, post her story. Please post her story. I can just picture her crying, not knowing who she's with or why she's there. But there's a lot of questions that I have as to how she was kidnapped. It's just some things that are not adding up. It's just not. That's it, people. You all have a good evening. Thank you as always for tuning in. Remember, my child is your child and your child is my child. If you see something, if you think something, please, I'm begging you. And what the neighbor did about Miss Jefferson, if you all see something like that, I'm begging you to do the exact same thing that he did. It's not his fault that she's dead. It's not. It's not. I think he did one. I do. I think he did one. May God continue to bless you and keep you. And hopefully we'll come back tonight. We head back out of town sometime in the morning. Hopefully we'll come back tonight. I'm really supposed to be resting my voice, but you know, I just don't obey easy. It's we have work to do. Okay, Miss Jade, Miss Ferris, and Gloria. I appreciate everything that you all are doing. You all are wonderful. I thank you big time. If tomorrow's just without me, I love you, and remember, I am not always right, and you are not always wrong. Praise the Lord willing. We'll see you on the radio. Y'all have a good night. Thanks. I'm sorry. Sis.